Greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome back. I need to adjust my seat very slightly. We need to go to the Dark World. It's crazy place. Because we gotta go turn in our keys, of course. This is the slow way to do it, I think, but it'll be fine. We are pros at this. Just wigging back and forth. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go. Just don't mind me. Just having the time of my life here. A new week dawns on us. I guess one of the interesting things that has happened is I went to go do my usual Pokemon Go stuff in the evening time like I usually do. And I've got a specific route of going over the backyard wall. Very easy to do when it's just bars and not a brick wall. So I go outside, and there's two paths I can go through. It's just the one I go through is easier because the other requires going through a lot of the weight equipment and shades that we have set up and all that. So I go for the usual slightly longer option. So I get there, right? Pull out my flashlight just in case, just to make sure nothing's lurking in the grass or the rocks between me and the Pokemon gym in my backyard, as it were. Because, you know, stuff. I live in Arizona where stuff's trying to murder you all the time. And sometimes it's not Hobbs. But I pull my flashlight out, take a look, and there's this giant tree which is now completely sideways. Which wasn't sideways at all, like a couple hours ago. There was a pretty big storm, strong winds and all that. Knocked that poor little tree over. The saddest day in my book here. I was like, oh, we got all the storm stuff here. Like, it's an older tree for sure. So now we just gotta chop it up, get rid of it. It'll take time and effort. Luckily, it doesn't look like it's damaged anything in the backyard, so. And it's not like anyone's gonna freak out that we have a sideways tree in our backyard, so we can take our time with it. But this is the second tree that's fallen, the third time it's happened. It sounds weird. I'm aware of that. We have a boss fight, don't worry about it. But, yeah, third time a tree's fallen over. The second tree that has fallen, we had one tree in the front yard, which somehow managed twice. It had split. When it had grown, it had split into two segments, right? And so, when a storm took care of it, it actually it split down cleanly where it had naturally grown a split, which was impressive. And then I think it was like a year later, it came back with a vengeance, said, no, I wish to be a problem. Fall down. Luckily, none of the cars or like the house or anything was damaged when that tree fell twice. Now it's just kind of just a big bush in the front yard, honestly. I don't know why I'm used to having to get out of Morph Ball manually. But this is Armorbius. You just shoot at him. And then you saw earlier I had to go into a Morph Ball mode. You can see they actually dropped quite a bit of stuff. But we have to damage these guys enough times so that their armor breaks off, and then they become fleshy little worms. It's very important. Luckily, there's plenty of spots to stay safe, as it were. Oh, no. They can pretty much just show up wherever they want to, and then dive wherever they want to. But the idea is to just keep going till they finally form back up. It starts off as like stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 kind of deal. Stage 1, as you saw, not too difficult to work our way around. Just keep going after the one guy. Now we got to both of them. They do this occasionally. Just this dark beams of death. Just don't get hit by it. It pushes you out, kind of deal. Not a whole lot we can do. We just kind of have to sit and wait. We want to break off their masks. That's our point there. And then purposely get vacuumed. We do want to be quick about it because, of course, we're in the dark world. The atmosphere is trying to kill us. And you can see that guy wanted to be really cool. I saw some energy. We're going to pick that up because it's the mega one. But you can see they can occasionally shut down our little crystals. And that is terrible news. There we go. There we go. Alright, stage 3. This is where separate the men from the worms. We got 3 of these guys to keep track of. Luckily, if you kind of just... You can't really target one per se over the other. Just kind of keep shooting for one until there's only one left kind of deal. You can see, they're playing rather rudely. It's good if you can get actually a charge shot off on him. Not always successful. That was actually really good. You could probably use missiles. I'd rather save them for when we actually need them. Yeah, oh no, someone landed near me and tried to ruin everything. How dare you. Like, the ground trembles and you can kind of see on radar where they're going to be at. The other thing nice about charging, too, is because they do keep giving us pretty much energy for days. I'm just going to go ahead and back up so we don't get hit. There we go. Yep. They're going to do the beams of death. And of course now there's 3 beams. Basically just try to keep near one. The beam itself doesn't hurt so much. It's the pushing effect that can ruin your day. That's the big thing. And we want to stay locked onto the guy we were fighting with earlier. Being a little bit risky being out here in the wild. There we go. But it's not like that they always line up perfectly. See, that guy tried to body check me. Here we go, here we go. Yeah! And it came back. We were actually only down to 1 crystal working only left. That was impressive. They're really angry. Need you to stop messing with my crystals. Oh, okay. That works too, I suppose. I usually don't see him pick me up that quickly. It was quite impressive. Not a bad boss fight overall. Did that pretty fast. Ah, yes. Of course, they left behind their orb, which explodes. As is the standard logic way of orbs to go. The nice part, too, is it just generates a little safe zone for us. And this is going to be a very useful upgrade we're about to get here. Just let it do its thing there, because I do need some water. I live in a hot place. Don't judge. Ah, spiffy new clothes. We're gonna enjoy this upgrade. Dark suit acquired! The damaging effects of Dark Aether will do less damage to you. That is Super nice. Yeah, it's unlocked for purchasing in store. Are we going straight? Yes. Because we need to go get some energy. So as you can see, not only does it take slightly longer to build up, our health decreases much slower than it was without the dark suit. So that means now we can travel a lot more confidently in the dark world. We don't need the safe bubbles as much. Still very helpful. Still would rather be in them versus being in the dark, exposed in the dark atmosphere itself. Spoiler alert, I hope you like the look of this suit, because it's going to be with us for quite a while. That's not a lie. We're not gonna really change the look of our suit for quite a while. Get a lot of stuff done before that happens. But it'll work. It'll do just fine. There we go. So now that we've taken all the energy from Dark Aegon Wastes, now the scenery's a little bit different. Looks a little bit... somehow just looks more lethal than it did when it had its energy. But now we gotta go all the way back to Ether. Deposit our energy. Sorry. To normal Ether. To normal... I should be more specific. Normal Aegon Wastes. To return the energy there. Can't just hog this for ourselves, apparently. It's not how this economy works here. There we go. Let me just open the door. You can see now there's normal enemies. We're just gonna yep, just like that. Send some bombs, because I wanted them to have friends. I didn't want them to feel like they were being left alone on purpose. I just have important things to do, that's all. Just shoot my way through. It's a solid strategy. Alright, I should want this door. I get confused sometimes with what door I want. But it should be just this normal door. And then we just walk our way through. And then, yep. No. Do not shock me. Do not shock me, indeed. Just walking. Yes. Nobody here to block my path. No, I did speak a little too soon, but it's fine. No. I would like to get up. Thank you for at least pushing me towards my objective. Saved me a little bit of time. Got no time to fight you guys. Man on a mission here. But there we go. Back to the world of light. Trying to think what else has been happening. I'll tell you the other thing that has been happening. My router is officially dying super fast, so we gotta go and get that replaced. But it's always super tricky to figure out what we need. Like, because we still run off of DSL line, and a lot of modern routers these days, are using like fiber, Ethernet cables, basically everything but the DSL lineup anymore. I think this path still is technically the faster way to go through. I think it is the correct way to go. Yes. Go through the trees, it's fine. They only temporarily blind me. No biggie. We'll just roll on our way through. Like I was showing my brother like how difficult it can be to find a DSL compatible router. I showed him like it was like I think it was on Best Buy, but I showed him like the router that they had, which was the same models as ours. And I was like normally, like the normal person would look at that and be like yes, I want that one because it's the same model. But I showed him the picture that showed the backside of the router, and I pointed out, I'm like, it only has the what would be the WLAN port, not a DSL port, which means that that router, which is technically the same model as ours, but a slightly different make, isn't one we need now. We have to find the exact, if we want to find the exact router we have to find an older, the older version of that particular model. So it's a little confusing sometimes. So the easiest solution looks like to be to just buy directly from our ISP, since they have plenty of routers that that are DSL compatible, because of course that's what they do. It's DSL lines. Like, they do have fiber, but I'm like I have no idea if we could even get fiber, like get the fiber accessible in this area. It'd probably end up being more expensive as a result, but boy would my speeds be quick if we were on fiber network. Boy, they would be so fast. I'd upload a video in like 2 seconds, bam! Dunions. But that's the way it goes sometimes here. Heard a particularly loud sound, hoping it's not dangerous. The worst part, don't know where I heard it from. Energy transfer, temples, RNG, yes, 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 yes. And now, because we don't do enough walking around, we gotta go back to the hub worlds, go talk back to the actual Luminoth character. I don't know if they mentioned they were Luminoth, I can't remember. It's been a while. It's been several weeks. But that's what they're called, Luminoths, if I pronounce that correctly. No, I mean, they're probably just pronounced Tobies. The mighty, majestic Tobies. Truly, truly a majestic race. The Tobies. Alright. So we do a lot of backtracking because it's a Metroid game. You know, that's just what happens here. I do hate these Shriek Bats. They deploy so fast compared to the ones in Metroid Prime 1. So fast. Just little Gonzaleses all over the place. Alright. And then we'll just roll on through. Don't mind me. Just another morph ball in your neighborhood. No need to panic. Everything's under control. But yeah, so hopefully, like, we gotta go work out some details and whatnot about routers, but I at least know now, with some research and some help, that my ISP does sell them directly, just not an online function as far as I can tell. Like, it would be so much easier if I could just order off of their store page and be like, hey, just send this to me. Save me a lot of trouble. Because of course, usually like with ISPs, they'd rather have you rent their routers. Which of course, you'll end up paying a lot more money going that route if you rent routers. Because honestly, they can last for like quite a while. An amazingly large amount of time. So where? I don't know where I'm going. I think I'm going this way. I feel like we should go this way. It calls to me. Idiot. Yes, yes. Sort of, yes. We'll go that way. Brilliant. Brilliant, Holmes. But yeah, that's kind of my life. Like, just... And the problem is like we live in a day and age where the internet is pretty much a necessity at this point. There's so much of your stuff relies on internet now these days. I mean, just look at like the Xbox, the Xbox One as a good example. It's actually a console that pretty much is useless if you don't have internet access to it. But if you have disc versions of the games, like, you can still play those. Even if you can't do the multiplayer aspect of it. But if you have digital games, if you buy them digitally, no, I'm like pretty certain they haven't changed that aspect of it yet. They're like, no, we can't prove you own this game. Like, really? Really? So, we're working into that day and age where it's gonna be necessary. Alright. Now, I believe I have to talk to you. Get some info. Have to is a strong word, I'm sure, but... He did say to come back and talk to him. Maybe he's just lonely. He's all by himself. I feel for you, buddy. He takes his COVID-19 quarantine very seriously here. He doesn't screw around. I thank you for restoring energy to the Temple of Aegon. Your honor valor honors, there we go, the Luminoth, those who have passed and those who remain here under my protection as they sleep in deep stasis. I'm glad the camera doesn't immediately pan over to see where he's going. You could just sit here and enjoy the moths. Be on guard, for the Ing do not suffer defeat lightly. They will surely seek revenge for your actions. With the energy lost from the desert region, they will increase their efforts in other lands. I have detected unusual amounts of Ing activity in the Thurs sector. The enemy is on the move. The swamplands of Thurs are treacherous and can hinder you considerably. Bear this in mind as you move through the bog. That's right, we got water to deal with. Seek the Temple of Thurs. More knowledge awaits you there. May the light of Aether serve you well. And we get to do some more walking. Luckily, don't have to actually walk that far. Well, as far as to where we need to go. Get some new stuff going. Good thing this elevator's so slow. How am I doing on time? We're getting there. We're getting there. I'm actually doing better than I thought I was. I thought for sure I'd be at the 30-minute mark at this point. Oops, I forgot. I have to hold the scan button. That is necessary. Come on, let me through. I got places to go. Oh no. Wait, it's already light. It's already dark, I mean, which means I need light. Blinded by the light. Don't move. No, stop it. Yes. Elevator, I need you to activate for me. It's important. Okay, that was technically the incorrect button, but I was no longer in scan mode, and that's important. To be fair, I'm a little sleepy. I've been doing yard work, not just because of the tree that's fallen over, but because I have to get rid of a bunch of weeds and whatnot, and it is everywhere. I'm like slowly making progress. I'm super worried that we're gonna get written up for it. But it's realistically just me, and I'm not. Alright, can't go through that door. Good to know. It's realistically me that's getting the work done. Because everyone's out and about. And I refuse to work during the 95+ degree weather during most of the day, so I only get stuff done in the early morning and late in the evening. And then, as if it wasn't bad enough, I've actually been filling up the tree, or the trash bin, quite considerably with all the weeds and debris we have, on top of normal trash. So that's good news. It's one of the reasons why I'm not concerned about dealing with the tree directly at the moment, because I've got a slightly more important stuff to work on. Poison air, yes, my favorite. This is the good stuff. No, stop that. You could just stun him briefly, I think. Gotta get through all this. This will be a longer episode. I think we actually will hit the 30-minute mark. Okay, this I have to remember how to do properly. This is a bit of a puzzle, because that's just how that works. Okay, so if I remember correctly, there are when I use the bomb slots here, it's gonna close doors and whatnot. And I at least need to make sure that I don't accidentally cut myself off from the outside world. So you can see, like, the door closes there, right? And you just, yes, yes. There you go. That's the this is the correct way to do this. It's not like the worst thing in the world, especially since you have the dark suits to keep you from being dead. But there you go. If you roll right up here, you're safe. I don't know how that counts as safe, but it does. And then here, this one will close right in front of you. Yes! The gondola awaits us. As soon as we find a save room, I promise. Promise we'll get there. Yep, because we're getting there. We're slowly building up. So this is an auto-scroller to the T. Just shoot at stuff, pick up items. Don't worry about it. Alright, I forgot. Keep shooting. Luckily we're inside a little health bubble. Little bubble of doom. Yes, 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 yes. Get them! Get them all! I'm gonna switch to light beam because we're gonna need to go back to the light world. This is what we've. This is the entire point, was to access this portal so that we can actually keep going. I didn't think it actually had done it because I thought it might have been too far to the right. So that's why I shot a second time. I was like, I don't know if it worked. My volume's also a tiny bit lower than usual. Yes, hello there. We are safe. What I'm gonna do first. Got that button there. I don't need to hit the door behind me, right? Correct. We need to go forward into the future. Yes, brilliant, Holmes. Alright, I could use... Yes. Wanted you to stop shooting at me. That was my preferred thing. More of you? Bring it on, I say. Would like you to stop doing the grenade launcher. See, regular ones, not so difficult. So you can see that leads up to that. And then you're like, well, I guess I'm stuck here. But not today. Yeah, it won't let you jump on top of it. But it's okay. You just wait for it, and then we're now in the safe zone, more or less. We are in water. It's a problem, and it is deep water. So you gotta actually jump from here. Hello, canister. All right, scan. Brilliant. Again, it's not exactly what I keep trying to do. You can fall off the edge here. Takes a little bit of damage. It's not too terrible. Just wanted to point that out, that you can indeed fall off the edge. I remember testing that the first time around through the game, because falling off the edge wasn't a thing in Metroid Prime 1. Just, it didn't happen. Here, different story. You can fall to your doom for like, I think it's like 2 health, something like that. It's not too terrible. Don't know if it changes upon the difficulty, but it does do... It does... Ooh, excuse me, little hiccups here. It does hurt you just a tiny bit. But now we're in the bog. Torvus Bog, to be precise. Look at all that water. Look at all that water. Is that even fair? Because it's not a Nintendo game if it doesn't have a water level. Here we go, and immediately right here, save room, which we're gonna take. A little bit longer of an episode, but boy did we get stuff done. Got all the things done in the world. But that will be it for today. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care, everyone.